There's the Herb over here next to me. The hurricane.
In mid-September 2018, a disturbance would rip off of the African continent, across the Atlantic Ocean, and eventually become Hurricane Florence. This is my story of tracking Hurricane Florence on the North Carolina coast and up through inland North Carolina. Hurricane Florence would bring flooding and widespread wind damage to the North Carolina state. Initially forecast as a major hurricane at landfall, she would weaken to be a Category 1. The 2018 hurricane season would start off rather slow, with little happening in the Atlantic Ocean through August. Peak season for hurricane season is actually in September. The full season runs from about June 1st till November 30th. In mid-September, things would change, and the Atlantic would get quite active. Enter Florence. Hey guys, Storm Chaser Aaron Jayjack, and I'm currently in Austin, Texas, stocking up on supplies for a little Florence hurricane intercept here in the next couple days. I'll be flying out of Austin tomorrow, landing in Charlotte. I just landed in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm about to go get my luggage, look for a rental. Actually, I got a rental reserved. Go pick up my rental. I'm gonna go provision some gas. After securing my rental car in Charlotte, I'd pick up some additional supplies, including food, gas cans, and additional water storage. And I'd start heading off towards the North Carolina coast, with Wilmington as my initial target. Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, preparing for the landfall of Hurricane Florence. There's a lot of hurricanes out there.
Town of Wrightsville Beach is under a mandatory evacuation order effective 8 a.m. today. Only residents and property owners will be allowed back on the beach until 8 p.m. No one will be allowed back on the beach after 8 p.m. today. Due to the hazards associated with the storm, no emergency services will be immediately available during the storm. In the interest of public safety, everyone is encouraged to evacuate today.
Alright, it's Thursday morning. It's about 6 a.m. Just checking out radar. Alright, I'm about to venture out, but I have one last task here. Hey guys, this is Storm Chaser Aaron Jayjack, and I'm here in North Topsail Beach, North Carolina. Here we go. Wow. First wet bands are coming. Incredible. Wow. Look at these waves back here. Woo. Alright. That's the first one that broke up. As Florence approached the North Carolina coast, I would work my way back inland just across the intracoastal waterway to await her arrival. The outer bands would start to rip apart gas station canopies and hit trees. The power would start to go out. Here it goes. Here she goes. I think there's just some really strong winds coming. As the actual eye of Florence approached the coast, I'd have to maneuver myself southward from North Topsail Beach area down to the Wrightsville Beach area.
There's the Herb over here next to me. The Hurricane Eyewall Research Vehicle. Mike Tice taking wind measurements with his anemometer over here to my right. Starting to get some daylight, almost in the eye now. Time's 5:33 Central Time, 6:33 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'm here on Wrightsville Beach, just off the beach here, just north of it. Just got through the eye wall, which lasted, wow, I must have been in the eye wall for a good half an hour, 45 minutes. Intense winds, intense rain, swirling all around, vortices all over the place. It's getting a little calmer now. You can see it's light. Look at it's brightening up here. This is the actual eye itself, right on the fringes over here. See what this looks like. Get a better view over here. That's the actual eye right there, coming. Almost in it. Wow. Incredible! As Hurricane Florence approached the coast, she would slow down to a near stall. This allowed me to venture out and start surveying damage in nearby Wilmington, North Carolina. Florence significantly weakened from what was expected at landfall, and this greatly spared Wilmington from much worse damage. As is, there was still tree damage and canopy damage to gas stations, power lines down from falling trees, and overall the power was knocked out across the city. The next threat from Florence would be flooding. My plan was to get out of Wilmington, head towards Fayetteville, North Carolina, which was the next biggest city expected to be impacted by Florence's winds and rains. Hey guys, it's Storm Chaser Aaron Jayjack, and I'm here in North Carolina near Newton Grove. And this band, we just had a feeder band come through here, dropped torrential rain. This creek is overflowing here. See, it's over its banks, spilling over the road. That car's driving through it right now. I would spend one day and night in the Fayetteville area before heading towards Charlotte to prepare for documenting flooding there and my flight on Sunday night back to Austin, Texas. Alright guys, I bailed out of the disaster zone. I'm here in Charlotte at a sports bar. It's called Picasso's. Here in southern Charlotte, North Carolina, south side of town, here at the 4 Mile Creek. You see it's way over its banks here back behind me. Charlotte, North Carolina would not escape the effects of Florence, as Florence had dumped tons of rain on the city, mostly on the south side, flooding golf courses and the creeks, and overall forcing most residents to remain indoors for the weekend. I'd work my way to the airport, head back into the dry, sunshiny air, 36,000 plus feet above Florence. In the days after I'd leave North Carolina, Florence would leave tons of rain on the state, causing major flooding through North Carolina into South Carolina. Florence would continue northward through Virginia, spawning tornadoes as it exited the United States.